This video, I'm going to be going over what a Judas swing is. So it's basically spelled like this. Now, a Judas swing, if you know, if you're religious, Judas is someone who actually betrayed Jesus. And I don't want to get into religion here, but a Judas swing is kind of it's kind of where it got its name, I think. But a Judas swing is basically a move opposite to where we're actually going to go. So there's certain times where you'll see Judas swings, and there's also like certain like you'll just typically a Judas swing will be something where you might see in hindsight and be like, oh, that was likely a Judas swing or likely to go higher. So let me explain what I mean by this. So the most common time to actually get a Judas swing is at market open. So if we look at 930 here, okay, all a Judas swing is us going opposite of where we're actually going to go. So you can see the 930 candle pumps, the 932 candle pumps, and the 933 candle kind of tops out here. Then we dump. So I would consider this our Judas swing. Now you're probably like, and let me save you guys from doing everything wrong after you hearing that. This is not a strategy where you're just going to be like, oh, I'm going to short the opposite of the first three candles in market open, because that will not work. This is just a term that you should be familiar with, and it's something you're going to see along with a setup or your entry model. You can't just short blindly, or you can't just long blindly thinking everything's going to be a Judas swing. I'm just telling you the term of, let's say you do see your setup here. Let's say we swept buy side, we have a bearish gap here, and you're going to short this gap. Well, one of your logics can be, oh, this maybe was a Judas swing. Now, you're never going to know for sure, which is why just playing a Judas swing is not a valid strategy. It's just kind of like a other confluence, because a lot of times you'll notice Judas swings at market opens. So you'll kind of be like, oh, this would probably be our Judas swing. Maybe we'll retrace into this, and then I'll short this gap, which we obviously never got their entry here, and then I'll go down. Okay, so don't be like, oh, I'm going to do what Dodgy says and take the opposite of wherever the market goes at first. So let's look at the previous day here. So if we go to the previous day, you can see this is the, let's see, 930 candle right here. All right. So 930 candle opens here, and you can see we go down 2 candles first, 1, 2, and then we go back up. So let me tell you my thought process here. So my thought process would be like, okay, here's open, or here's open, this 930 candle. Now, what I'm currently thinking here is nothing. I'm just kind of waiting for a setup, waiting for a market structure shift, which you can see the last lower high would be here. And I'm just kind of waiting. That's it. So I kind of play a couple candles. And I'm not, like, what I'm not thinking is, oh, this is going to be a Judas swing. I'm going to blindly buy here. That's not what I'm thinking, okay? All I'm doing is waiting for some sort of model or setup, my setup. And maybe this is a Judas swing, maybe it isn't. That's not what I'm going in the market thinking. So you play a couple candles, and then all of a sudden I see this. And I'm like, okay, we just formed a gap here. I know what time it is. It's about 9:34, and the market has a characteristic which can typically form a Judas swing at open. And I kind of saw these red candles. This is hindsight for me. And now I might know that, okay, this seemed like a Judas swing. We swept a low right here. We even swept the kind of low here, this is actually called right here, this is called the manipulation leg. Sweeping a low a second time, kind of. This would be sweeping like more of a major low. This would be kind of just a manipulation leg. And you don't know we're going to get that leg until we get this candle. Like, I'm not going to try to say, oh, we're going to pump here, because I don't know that. I kind of react to what I see, and I see this. And I'm like, okay, well, this candle is pretty high momentum, and we just swept a bunch of lows with barely any displacement. So I can actually figure that this is probably going to be a Judas swing, making this fair value gap right here high confident long. So what I do is I take the long here, and one of my confluences would be the Judas swing. But I'm not taking the setup off the Judas swing. I'm not being like, oh, this has to be a Judas swing, and this is why the setup's going to work. I'm taking the setup based off of what I see in price action. I kind of see this lower high breaking with good momentum, and the Judas swing is just kind of, this adds to my confluence that this is probably going to work. And you can see we tap right into it, and it works perfectly. So that's what I'm kind of thinking with a Judas swing. You can't just because I say we should move opposite open every time does not mean that's going to happen. So, and sometimes it might be long move, sometimes it might be a short move. So if we go to 930 here, let's see. So you can see 930 here. We kind of get a nice down move at first, and then we pump up. So your Judas swing would actually be kind of this leg here. But this is actually very choppy. This is not really interesting me at all because these candles just look horrible. Not really interesting me. But again, this is just another scenario where you kind of move opposite of where we're actually going to move. Now I'm trying to find an example where we're actually going to move way more than what's going to actually happen, just so you guys get the gist. Okay, here's a perfect example. This is another one. Okay. This is the 930 candle right here. And you can kind of see the 930 candle pumps, and then we dump again. But I wouldn't really count that as a Judas swing in my opinion, because we're kind of just dumping into just a kind of just a discount on like this leg here. So it doesn't really strike me as a Judas swing. We're not really sweeping a low or anything. And then we start going up. And I'm like, okay, well, if I'm just playing Judas swings, I'm going to short this candle because Dodgy says that the first move it open should be opposite of what you should actually do. Like if I go, let's see if I go on the 2-minute chart here. Even the 2-minute, there's no like Judas swing here in the 2-minute. So you're like, oh, well, this is the second candle after open. I'm going to short it because we should do opposite of what we go at open. We hit buy side, so it makes sense to short here. But that is not the case because we don't have bearish price action here. You need to wait for some sort of shift in order flow, or you need to wait for some order block to break. You can obviously see this is a nice little order block right here, this red candle before the up move. You need to wait for something to tell you to short. And that's the secret to timing a Judas swing. You can't just time a Judas swing. You have to wait for us to get that move, which would maybe be the Judas swing, but you don't know for sure. And then when we break it, you're like, okay, the Judas swing up would be my confluence that we're going to go down the rest of the day or whatever, because we just broke this little order block. So that's kind of how you use the Judas swing. You're not just saying, oh, the first 3 candles are going to be the opposite of where we're going to go every day, because it's not going to be an everyday thing. It's just I'm telling you what the term Judas swing means. It's just a swing in an opposite direction where we're typically not going to keep going down to. Like you could literally consider this a Judas swing right here. A secret gem is that I don't really talk about a lot, but if you ever get like major consolidation, which you can see this is definitely a lot of consolidation right here, and then we ever get like a random dump out of nowhere or pump, it doesn't matter. Usually this is actually a false pump or dump. It only happens after we get like major consolidation. So this is usually a false move and what you would count as a Judas swing. And then you kind of take that first fair rally gap on the way back up, which you can see formed here. Okay, and then let's say you missed that entry. You could have gone on this fair rally gap. So that's kind of what a Judas swing is. That's if you ever see like a big consolidation move or something, and then like a out of nowhere, like I'm talking about out of nowhere, just a major dump, it's usually a false move most of the time. So just be mindful of that. But that's kind of what a Judas swing is. It's not going to be something that's going to like you can't enter off a Judas swing. It's not like a precise entry. You're still going to enter off your own model, but make sure you're looking for a Judas swing, because if you see one open and we kind of get a reversal model, it might add an extra confluence. So that's kind of what a Judas swing is. That's going to be it for this video. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.